Welcome back to the channel, or welcome here if you're new. My name is Grace, and this is my contribution to the hat of underconsumption core. I have been doing a no-buy year for this entire year, and I was kind of doing a low-buy slash minimalism year last year where I wasn't really necessarily limiting myself on purchases exactly, but I wasn't trying to buy a bunch of new things just because I was trying to even out the amount of things that I owned. Anyways, I have not spent any money on things this year. My no-buy specifically was for things. I didn't want to spend any money on things this year. So I've mostly been spending any extra money on like experiences or dance classes or whatever. I have a couple of things in this apartment that are in slight disrepair, but I haven't replaced them because honestly, they still work. And just because they're not aesthetic doesn't mean I need to replace them, you know what I mean? Anyways, let's get into it. So right now, I'm gonna show you all of the things that I got for free from friends, family members, coworkers, my building, my buy nothing groups, just like all random different places. And these are things that like other people already owned and then they just gave them to me. This is not like things that anyone gifted to me or whatever as like Christmas or birthday presents or anything like that. These are literally just things that are hand-me-downs or pass-alongs from other people that I got this year. I'm gonna interrupt myself really quick and say that although there are a lot of things that you can get for free, there are a couple of things that unfortunately in this day and age that we pretty much have to pay for in order to participate in society. And one of those things is a phone bill. So that's why I'm really happy to say that Mint Mobile is a partner on this channel. And I just want to tell you about them real quick. If you live in the US and you are trying to find a bit more of a budget-friendly phone plan, I highly, highly, highly recommend Mint Mobile. It is literally the exact same coverage that I had before on my old plan, and it is a fraction of the cost. They have plans starting at just $15 a month, which is like totally unheard of for most other phone companies. And it's super easy to set up. I remember going on their website and setting up the eSIM and the whole process taking about 10 minutes, honestly. I was literally like, okay, what now? What next? And they're like, yep, you're all set up, you're good. You've switched over to Mint Mobile. And I was like, oh my God, surely it cannot be that easy. Like, surely it cannot be that easy. So anyways, I highly, highly recommend checking out Mint Mobile if you live in the US, if you're trying to save some money, if you're looking for a mobile carrier that has the same speeds as you're used to, but for a fraction of the price, definitely check them out. And then it would mean a lot to me if you also used my link, which is trymintmobile.com/GraceNevitt. I will also put it in the description. Anyways, let me go back to explaining about the things that I got for free. So I have 2 books here that I got. I really wasn't necessarily looking to get any more books, but these were just 2 that I stumbled upon that I was like, okay, fine, interesting enough. Because I already have a physical TBR of like 12 or 13 books that I would like to get through, and I wanted to try to get those done first before I started adding more books to my bookshelf, because that's one area that I'm trying to be really, really intentional about this year particularly. And in terms of clothes, this is all the clothes that I got this year. This is a lot. This is like a substantial amount. So I got a pair of shorts from a coworker, like a button-up checkered shirt from a clothing swap at my job, these 2 shirts from my stepmom, these all from my mom. And yeah, I wasn't necessarily looking to expand my wardrobe this year, but there were a couple of gaps, I guess, in it, or things that I was like, yeah, I'll use that, or I'll need that. So I was like, instead of buying it, let's see if I can ask around. And guess what? The no buy provides, it sure does, because guess what else I got this year? I decided to take up the hobby of crochet. I haven't done that many projects this year because I'm still kind of getting into it, building up my confidence. I'm not gonna pressure myself to go like quickly or whatever, but let me show you all the yarn. I'm not gonna show you each individual skein of yarn, but I will show you the amount of yarn that I got for free from my Buy Nothing group, from my coworkers, and from my best friend's mom. including the crochet hooks. A full entire Fresh Direct bag full of yarn. All of it is full of yarn. These are some crochet hooks, and this is a little tote bag thing that my coworker gave me full of like little yarn balls so that they don't get lost in the sauce down here. But like, we've got so much yarn, and I didn't pay $1 for it. So wild. And you know what? It's plenty of yarn. It's plenty of yarn that I can do random projects with, you know what I mean? Obviously, there's not like a ton of one color to do like a big project of one thing, but there's enough that I could do some smaller projects. And I'm fine with that. I'm having a great time. I'm like taking it slow, taking it for funsies, and it's good. Anyways, another thing I got for free on my list of things that I wanted or was allowing myself to buy this year on the yellow light list of things was clothing dye. And these powder dyes were in the basement of my building. Unfortunately, I did a little bit of research, and I think I still have to buy soda ash or some kind of salt in order to make sure that whatever I dye actually gets dyed correctly, but I'm pretty sure that's cheaper than buying RIT dye. And even if it's not, or even if it's around the same price or whatever, I'm still not paying for the dye. I'm still using it up when it would have gone into the trash. So honestly, I feel pretty good about that. We're reducing waste, living off the land. You can really forage a lot of stuff if you live in New York City, let me tell you that. It's a little bit harder when you live in a suburb, but you can definitely still either found a no-buy group, like start one of yourself, or find one that already exists, or go to your community, or go to your whatever. There's lots of options. Facebook Marketplace, there's free stuff on there. Craigslist, there's free stuff on there. I mean, these are all the ones that I know about because I'm a US American, so that's all I know about, but I'm sure that there's lots of other options and resources where you live as well. You just have to find them and be creative. Anyways, let's go into the kitchen because there's a couple of things in here that also definitely fit the bill of things that probably don't look so good, but it's fine because they still somehow work. Okay, so the first thing is these mugs. These mugs, both of the handles broke completely off. So we used some glue to seal them back on. I don't know if you can see the cracks, but who cares? Because guess what? They still work, and we've been using them ever since. We're just careful when we wash them now. There's also another one in there. There's like 3 mugs that the handles broke off because I was washing them wrong. I was holding them by the handles and washing them instead of holding them by the cup. Anyways, those are 3 mugs that we could have thrown away, but we didn't. They're still here because we fixed them. Mending is severely underrated, especially in today's day and age. I feel like no one does it anymore. As soon as something stops working, immediately people are like, oh, well, how can I replace it? Where can I replace it? What's the new version? How can I buy a new one? Let me show you my blender. Do you see how messed up this thing is? Sorry the lighting is so bad, but this thing is literally busted. Like, it looks so busted. But guess what? It still works. And I don't make smoothies enough to honestly justify replacing this. And I'm gonna use it until it stops working completely. Because why would I spend hundreds of dollars on a new thing when I can just keep using it? Because technically, it still works. Another thing that was fixed this year by my boyfriend, this. It's for my rice cooker, and the original handle fell off, so he created one out of wood. He actually did it in one of my videos. If you want, I can link it. And yeah, so instead of buying a new rice cooker because the top was broken, he just built me a new one, and we've been using it ever since, and it still works totally fine. Another thing that's kind of broken is this colander. Instead of just adding a new screw, because honestly, it seems pretty stripped, which is, I think, why the screw fell out in the first place. But instead of getting a new colander, I just use it like this. Because guess what? It still works. Why would I buy a new one when this already still works? And trust me, And trust me, I've had the urge, but I have overcome, even though these probably don't cost that much money and you could probably find one at a thrift store. All in all, there's probably a handful of things that I've also forgotten about that I have fixed or gotten for free or whatever. But really, the whole thing about a no-buy or even a low-buy year is that you just want to rewire your brain in a way that you are trying to be thrifty and seek alternative ways to get or source something instead of immediately turning to a store. Even just a regular store. Like, the first thing you can do is check a buy nothing group if you have access to one. Ask around friends and family if they have any extras they don't want or need anymore. Look online for other free places to find things. And last resort, go to a thrift store if you have one nearby, because all of that is going to be cheaper than just buying it from a regular old store. So anyways, I just wanted to show that there are lots of ways that you can still live a very much happy and fruitful life while doing a no-buy. You really just have to trust in the process, and I promise that the no-buy will provide lots of random solutions and things came up as this year has gone on. I've documented all of it in my little update wrap-up videos every month, but I just wanted to give a bit of an update to say that the no-buy year is going really well. I have not spent any money on makeup, clothes, books, other random miscellaneous items, and I can say that I'm just as happy as I ever was. I'm still overwhelmed, but that's a whole other thing. I'm always overwhelmed, so that doesn't have anything to do with the no-buy year. That's just me as a person. But anyways, I just wanted to give a bit of encouragement for anyone that is feeling a little bit down or feeling like they're falling back into old patterns, because if you really believe in the process, I promise the no-buy will provide for you. We've had so many people in the Discord group talking about how the no-buy has come through when they least expect it, in moments of waiting for something in a buy nothing group or asking friends and family for it, and the perfect thing ends up showing up. It ends up saving you a lot of money in the long run. And if you have financial goals or if you're in debt, then every penny counts. You know, a dollar goes a long way towards getting yourself out of debt, especially when those random dollars just keep adding up. When you have a community to lean on, whether that be people you know or people you don't know, it makes survival a lot easier. And I think that that is something very much shoved away from us, especially in Western culture. And I really think it's time for us to reclaim that, you know? So anyways, that's all for the video today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're doing okay. I would love to hear any of your anecdotes or stories of the way that the no-buy year has provided for you in terms of getting random free things from friends, family, neighbors, coworkers, whatever, because it's really inspiring to hear those stories, and it reminds us that if you just ask, sometimes that's all you need to do and things will fall into your lap without you even expecting it. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Till then, I'm sending you all my love, because we are all just trying our best out here.